Happy New Year everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I've reached the milestone of over 100 subscribers, so thanks so much to all of you. I hope you'll enjoy my memories content as much as the old TV show uploads. I've put a card up for the playlist so you can catch up. So in the last part, I thought I was facing a long time without Westlife in London as they headed over to North and South America for the first time. But in the end they were only gone for 2 months, which was long enough for me. You may have gathered by now that I wasn't having the best time at uni. You can see in this photo the hideous wood chip walls that we had in my practically condemned halls. I attempted to brighten my room up with these posters. We also had only 2 working showers between about 20 of us. This is part of the reason I had my hair chopped off, so apologies for the bad hair days I'm having in the next few videos. My roommate and I were not a good match either, and at about this time she began a relationship with a guy 20 years older than her, so I often felt unwelcome in my own room when he was around. Luckily Westlife had done some modelling for Debenhams before they left the country, so when I was having a rough time I would walk to Oxford Street to check out the big posters. This photo was actually taken a year or so later, but the staff were obviously Mark fans too, as they left his picture up long after the others were gone. The lads came back in mid-March 2000, but we'd heard on the grapevine they were no longer at the usual hotel. Sarah had retired from following Westlife. Spoiler alert, she'll be back. Her willpower where the lads are concerned is almost as bad as mine. So I had made a new friend courtesy of Yahoo Groups, and we met up on the 16th of March to see if we could find them. It was pretty obvious they would make the move to the Conrad, a hotel that had been previously popular with both Boyzone and Take That, so it was the first place to check. Of course, we'd heard stories about the management of this hotel being even less accepting of fans in the plaza, and I was half expecting a 20-foot gate passable only by those with a key. On the contrary, it seemed perfectly allowable to walk right up to the door and even sit near there, so there would be no more risking life and limb by having to cross a busy road when the band appeared, as had been the case in Kilburn. Our timing could also not have been faulted, being as we arrived at the door of the hotel at almost the exact moment Shane, Brian and Nikki were leaving. There wasn't much of a Crave opportunity, but I will never forget Shane looking at my hair as if to say, "What have you done?" It's a wonder I ever faced them again, but Mark hadn't had a chance to see my new look yet, so all was not lost. The next day was St. Patrick's Day, but it turned out to be a disastrous Crave day, so I never did get to give Mark the card I'd found that said, "If you rub a 4-leaf clover the right way, you might get lucky, but if you rub me the right way, you're guaranteed to get lucky," which was probably for the best. The next day, I met up with all my old gang, apart from Sarah, to go to the recording of Red Alert with Lulu up at Fountain Studios in Wembley. I'm including the footage here, and I've put a card up for the original video. It was so great to be close to the Westlife guys again after a few months' separation, and I remember Lulu and the lads kept messing up their lines, so they had to keep re-recording stuff. I'd always been a bit jealous of Lulu's ability to hide her Scottish accent, as I still can't, even after nearly 25 years in England. But when one take went wrong, she went pure Glaswegian and said, "That was crap." Before they left the studio, someone asked Shane where they were off to next, and he just blurted out, "The London Palladium." Cue a mad rush of followers, all trying to beat each other back into Central on either the Metropolitan or Jubilee lines. Word had obviously spread, as there were loads of professional autograph hunters there when we arrived, including that guy I had first encountered at Miss World, who pushed in front of me to get Mark to sign about 7 things, including a poster of Shane. Mark was like, "That's not even me." Eventually I got my photo, but looking at the state of my hair in it, I'm not sure why Mark isn't crying laughing. That night I was off to GAY at the Astoria with my new friends. For some reason my original gang weren't keen, but no idea why, as it was the most intimate venue we ever got to see Westlife in, and they played great cheesy music, which we danced to for hours to keep our front row centre position for when the lads finally came on stage at 1:30 AM. Our feet were killing us, and we were crushed, but it was awesome. As I've said before, and no offence intended, In those days, Westlife nearly always mimed on UK TV shows, and as we had to wait so long for them to do a proper tour, this was the only opportunity we ever had for a truly live performance and really good interaction. I got loads of smiles from Mark. I've written in my notes they did 8 songs, which I think were all the singles from the first album, plus No No, and I'm not sure what the other one was, so if anyone watching was there, do let me know. I'm sorry I have no photos. I do have for most of the other GAY gigs I went to, so you'll just have to keep watching. I also got a few photos at the hotel the following weekend when they were back in London for Live and Kicking, and then they went back to America for a few days, so I was left high and dry waiting for them to return again. But you'll just have to wait until next week to hear about that. Bye for now.